Hey guys, how's it going? It's the Crypto Analyst here. I hope all of you guys are having a good morning, evening, wherever you guys are from. And today we have some crucial information regarding the price action of Bitcoin and where it's been in the past and where we believe it's going to go moving into the future based upon some historical analysis. So as you guys can see, we have two charts pulled up here, one from the price of Bitcoin in 2014, and we're going to be comparing that to the price action of Bitcoin in 2018, showing just how similar these two charts are, but also the crucial differences that are in these charts that you might not see. So if you guys are interested, go and stick around for the video, and do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button, as it does help out the channel a lot. But go ahead and getting on into this, guys. We immediately see on both of these charts that there is an immediate downwards trend that we break out of on Bitcoin from 2014 2018. Over here, of course, you see it on the left, you see it on the right, then what you see is an upwards channel followed by a little bit of a retracement, upwards channel by a little bit of retracement into a breakout. Now upon the initial breakout, you see yourselves go upwards, then you have one or two red candles kind of retracing a little bit from the initial moon price of Bitcoin. Of course, you see that right here, 1 and then 2, and then right here you see this 1 and then 2, and then you have a Bitcoin initially mooning. Now once Bitcoin hits its peak up here, of course you're going to see its very far retracement, a very heavy candlestick from what we see. Of course, we see that over here, having our first candlestick over here, and then we have our initial one over here. Now once this all happens, right, after you retrace, you have a very large bounce followed by Bitcoin going to an even lower low. Of course, we see that over here, and then we see that over here on the price of Bitcoin. Now, this is when things start to get a little bit interesting, because what you have is you have this initial low that you've set for yourself, and then what you have is you have, again, a large bounce going all the way from this price action all the way up to here, going from this price action all the way up to here, and then what you have is you have yourself set a higher low the next time that you fall. Of course, we see that over here with a higher low over here, and then a higher low over here on the price action of Bitcoin. So then we ask ourselves, well, what will happen next? Of course, we see the price of Bitcoin rise. So here we have the price of Bitcoin rise, along with over here we have the price of Bitcoin rise after its higher low than it has previously had, and then we see ourselves develop lower lows on this chart. Of course, our lower lows are over here, just slightly so lower lows. So here we have a slightly higher low, and then here we have slightly lower lows. So it's nothing too crazy. Here, same thing, slightly higher low, and then we have a slightly lower low. Well, what happens? We break out, we fall back down into this channel, which is kind of where we are now, and then we have the price action of Bitcoin take off again, and then fall back down. So here, very, very close resemblance. I mean, if you look at this from us getting a lower low over here, a lower low over here, getting ourselves to an upwards channel, and now falling back down out of this channel, almost 100% retracing. Of course, that's what we see over here, and that's exactly what we're seeing over here. These are the price action charts of Bitcoin from 2014 on the left, and the price action of Bitcoin on 2018 on the right. These charts are so scarcely identical that you cannot look at them and say that they have no correlation at all. Of course, if we know anything about the price action of Bitcoin in 2014, there was a lot of outside sources that were getting involved, like the government. And what do we see in 2018? We have the exact same problem happening, is you have the price action of Bitcoin hitting an all-time high, mooning completely out of what everyone thought it was going to hit, and then you have the government getting involved right after all of this happened. Well, what happened in Bitcoin with Bitcoin in 2014? You had the government taking hold of Bitcoin, seizing it. You had them doing it off in private and public auctions, selling it at large. And then here you have the government getting involved with the whole ETF situation and regulations. You have the government getting involved in both of these timelines, and they're almost exactly the same. And it makes you ask the question of whether or not these are manipulated charts or not, because you have nearly identical charts. And I know that they're not identical, but they are so similar. And no matter how hard you want to manipulate it, you're never going to get things identical, but they are so similar with what's happening in the news and what's happening in the TA that it makes you ask yourself some questions. All right, if Bitcoin moons and has very similar charts, and then Bitcoin moons again, has very similar charts, and both times when it starts falling, you have the government get involved. What is going on behind the scenes here? Well, personally, I believe if we go back to the price action of Bitcoin in 2014, which I have pulled up over here, of course we have Bitcoin moon, and everyone thought that it's hit its peak. It heads back downwards. We go back into a downtrend. And then, of course, we see the run in 2018, which absolutely blows away the price action of Bitcoin in 2014, making it look like it was nothing. I mean, you can almost not even see it on the technical analysis if you're looking at this thing zoomed in at all. I mean, this thing just looks like a baby. And so what we have is we have Bitcoin dwarfing itself with this next run, but people said down here that the bubble had popped, it was dead, governments are getting involved, and that was the end of Bitcoin. This is what people don't want you to see. Now, these charts are very similar and they have a lot in common, but you have to remember is that they still are from two very different time periods. You have one from 2014 and you have one from 2018, and you can't act as if they are the same chart. But this begs the question, will history repeat itself, and will we see another 2-year bear market in cryptocurrency before we start seeing some of these higher price transactions again? And I think the answer is most certainly no. I don't think we're going to go through a 2-year bear market here before we start seeing cryptocurrencies have high price transactions again. And the answer to that is because cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin have grown so much since 2014. The space has grown, how it's transacted has grown, its uses globally has grown, the way it's viewed from governments has grown. So much has changed. Even the underlying technology behind blockchain and crypto has changed so substantially since the time of 2014 that you cannot view it as if it's still in the same era as it is in 2018. It's transacted differently. It's used globally now. Governments are no longer against it. Governments in the G20 are bullish. We've covered that in several videos. And just the game has changed. The amount of cryptocurrencies, the fees, the transaction times, the technology, so much has changed here that you cannot act as if these are the same time periods. I know the charts look a lot alike. I know that they are, but you cannot say that they are the same chart because it's happened before. You can't say it's going to happen again. I know a lot of people are doing that because they're big into historical analysis, but it's just two completely different eras. And I know it's only been 4 years, but 4 years in the span of cryptocurrency is very fast for a newborn and fast-moving, a volatile market. And so for that reason, I do not think we are going to see 2 more years of a bear market in cryptocurrencies. I just don't think it's likely. Of course, it could happen, but I think the chances of that happening are extremely slim. And what you're getting now is you're getting discount prices for your cryptocurrencies. And in no way am I trying to say I am bullish on cryptocurrency right now. Personally, I believe we still have more of the bear market to go. I still think it's going to play out. I still think prices are going to continue to drop. Right now, we're at $6,100 for Bitcoin, and I think we're going to go lower than that. I do not think this bear market is over by any means. However, I don't think we're going to see a 2-year bear market where Bitcoin goes back to $1,000 and everyone that's talking about how bad it's going to play out. I don't think it's going to play out that bad. I don't think we're going to see 2 more years. Based upon all the reasons that I've said. But I also do not think that we're done with this bear market yet. I still think it has a little bit of life left in it before we start seeing the bulls roll in and take over this market once again. So that's just my initial thoughts based upon my experience with cryptocurrency in the past couple of years. So take that as you will, but if you guys did enjoy the video, do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button, as it does help out the channel a lot. But I also want to know what you guys think. I want you guys to tell me whether or not you guys are bullish or bearish long term, whether or not you guys think that this is going to play out for 2 more years, or whether you guys think it's going to be less than that. Personally, of course, I think it's going to be less than 2 years. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below, because I enjoy reading through that and getting to see what you guys have. I'm very active, and if you guys would like to join the Discord, I have a link to that in the description below as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.